We should, yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to say this.
Exactly.
So what you were just saying, if you can repeat what you just said. Repeat what you just said.
I just said that it's so important to be able to talk about your experiences with your exes that you had to deal with, or something you were hurt by, and it left you so frustrated and confused, or something that you put up with that you didn't understand why the other person was having so much trouble, and you were being yourself, or you were trying to be full yourself and give and give and give, and it wasn't being like it wasn't being accepted, or you wasn't being received. So anything that you dealt with in a past relationship that you were so frustrated about, that you can now talk about, and I can say, oh my God, I can totally understand why that was frustrating, or oh my God.
Without reacting to it. And that's where I started. That was my conversation that I left with you today, is where you got into this conversation. When I said, okay, one of the things that we should talk about. And then I called you on the phone, and I said to you, honey, you really need to write about what it is for the man to listen to the woman. Because the experience that I had this morning, on such a incredibly emotional, physical, spiritual, sexual, shamanic, intimate experience with you. I finally got what it meant to listen to you, because I watched from the bottom, from looking up at you. I was able to watch you go through a healing session with yourself, using me as the one you love madly, the one that you trust the whole world to, and you were able to actually work on things so deep in yourself, on what you like, what you don't like, what side you feel better on. Is it left side, your right side, of your soul, which you can talk about. But what I finally realized was that when I was telling you to talk about this tonight, I remembered that I said to you, hey, I've been with lots of women. The way I said it, it was weird to hear it on the recording. But what I was trying to say is, as a guy, all I was ever told was, you're pushing too hard. Oh my God, you're going way too fast. What the hell is the matter with you? Wow, that hurt. Don't you know you should take your time on that when you're coming inside? Whatever it was.
So they would be.
So
they would yell at you.
Always got yelled at. So what happens for me as a guy who's a super perfectionist, athletic, top of my class?
Yeah.
I want to be freaking perfect. I wanted to. So all my life, I never felt a damn thing. All I did was perform. Right?
Well, that's what guys do.
That's all we do is perform. So we don't know nothing. So today, profoundly looking from the bottom up at you and going, oh my God. And then you were just saying to me how important it is for couples to talk about their past sexual experiences without the reaction. So going back to reaction, it was the first time in my entire time that I have been with you without the trigger of being reactive.
Right.
So I'm laying there, and I decided for 1 minute to get involved in putting my arm on your back or whatever. The details aren't important. But you turned to me and you said, no, stop, don't do that. You were in such a deep healing experience for you.
I was like so in a zone.
I know, but
and you changed my pressure
for half a second,
and you changed my rhythm.
Yeah. So my point is, I completely stopped. For the first time in my life, I didn't react. I could stay hard and I could be there for her. And I was like, oh my God, I'm talking to myself. This is interesting. Wow, you're having a good time here. She's...
You're like, use me up.
Use me up. And I kept thinking of that.
Said,
I'm a cowboy in my
tall.
head. It was crazy, man.
I'll just keep standing tall, he says all the time.
and I'm just laying there going like, this can't be real. Okay, Paul, you didn't react.
Right.
And I was able to stay in this experience. But if it wasn't for you teaching me...
I wanna be a cowboy.
Right, you can sing that one.
And you can be my cowgirl.
Oh my God, stop. But anyway, I lost my thought.
You're the cowboy, I'm the cowgirl.
Okay.
I'm riding the rodeo. Okay, so...
You're running the freaking rodeo.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of that. Oh, so I wanted to say to you, in just completing this train of thought, throughout our relationship, one of the things that you always blew my mind is that you drove me crazy, because I would say, Anybody who I have a Saz in Capricorn with some Scorpio, and her ex, I can't mention his name. I was so like just intrigued by it that she was 10 years so obsessed with him. Now looking back on it, it's nothing because she was looking for mom. You know, that narcissistic person that
the perfect person that matches
the perfect
mom.
person that matched mom, right? So I always would ask her like every stupid question, like, did you do the? Oh, was he slower than me? Was he bigger than me? Like stuff that would trigger me, gazugu. Like I would go out of my mind, right?
Gazugu.
But one of the things that really, really, really changed my whole perspective was, and from the very beginning, I learned from you. Mm-hmm. And if I wanted to have you as my beloved, mm-hmm. I said to you, or you said to me when we were making love or something like, afterwards, like, I love you so deeply because I listened to you. And what I got from you, I would, of course, probably said, and I know I did